Hello, welcome back to the Wizard Den. Today I'm gonna do nothing crazy. I'm gonna be speaking on finding a passion for the occult, how I did it. I have a natural found passion for certain things. You either have it or you don't, is how a lot of people see it, but that's not the case. You can find a passion for something. I've always loved the occult. When I grew up, I loved the idea of dragons being real, of being able to do real magic, perform real acts of magic that you see on TV and cartoons, anime and manga. I always found it really cool. I would go to this imaginary place in my mind and I would visualize it, and I would spend most of my time and my days just imagining it. And then one day I come to find this is real. I can do some of the stuff that I found in these books, but real magic is geared more towards self-development. And then in the astral realm is where I found this freedom to do whatever it is I wanted to do. I could throw a fireball, I could throw an ice pick, not an ice pick, but like a ice sword. I could create an ice sword and throw it. I could throw ice blasts and throw rocks as if I'm an earthbender. I could do all kinds of shit. I wasn't limited by the physical realm's limits. It was very profound, and it was a breath of fresh air, and that's where my journey began. Just learning that a lot of what I thought was impossible is possible. These stories, all these myths, they come from the astral realm. People astral projecting and seeing, the other side. Seeing everything that is there. All these stories, they take place in the astral realm. People will see dragons and then they come back and they draw pictures of dragons. And all those daydreams and imagination, little playground activities I would do in my head. For once in my life, when I was 22, 23 years old, it came to be a reality for me. And not everybody's as gifted as I am to find out that this shit is real. Not many people will go through their life and find out that this is real. Most people will go through their life and always think it's just a fairy tale and it's not real, and they'll die that way. Die a boring, sad life. No imagination, no fun. Never, seeing the things that they really wish they could have when they were a kid, a child. Everything that I ever daydreamed of when I was a teenager in my room and I was just alone. I was an outcast when I was a child, and outcast when I was a teenager, because I had autism. But I had one thing, I had my imagination, and I would daydream for hours and hours, making up these imaginary sequences where I had a pet dragon, and I had I had powers, and I could throw fireballs, and I could do all kinds of stuff, and I would save the world, and this kind of stuff would just run through my mind as a child, as a teenager. So when I came to find out that it was real, I put all my time and dedication into it. It became something that was really important to me. It started to develop a passion. I found out, though, really early on that it's a lot harder than, I thought it would be. It's a lot more difficult to learn, a lot more difficult to engage with, and to become what it is I want to become. It's a hard path. It's not easy. It's difficult. There's a lot of minute, little tidbits of information that you have to learn and break things down. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of analyzing and thinking about it, and You know, it was really difficult. So at a certain point, I started to lose my passion, my drive for it, my creative inspiration, and, you know, I started to fall back to a default state of depression and sadness. And at that point, you know, I called upon King Paimon. I called upon King Paimon because I felt lazy. I felt, you know, as if my inspiration went away and everything like that. So I called upon AIM. So King Paimon reignited that flame within me, took away my laziness, and AIM, he came through and gave me that inspiration again, that creative mind and motivation. And those two put together gave me a newfound passion, a newfound dedication. And I suggest to anybody that wants to work with them. Also, I suggest working with Haginti. He can show you your childhood passion, whatever it is that drives you, makes you breathe and be. For me, it's writing novels. I love to write novels. I read at an 8th grade level. In 3rd grade, I was a very good reader. I have a high comprehension level. As most autistic people do. It's not that we're slow, it's just that we can't dedicate ourselves to things that we don't like. Our focus doesn't come. It comes and goes, but it's very purposeful in the way it does. Well, yeah, long story short, King Paimon and AIM, Haginti, were my answers to this depression and loss of appetite for the occult. How they fixed it. They fixed that fire within me. You know, I got really down on myself. I started beating myself up because, you know, it's going to be a lot more difficult than I thought. And, you know, I didn't know if I could weather the storm, if I could get through it, you know. But if you're going through that, I recommend working with King Paimon, working with AIM and Haginti. They can answer these problems. As well as Asmodeus. Asmodeus can give you the fire, that passion, that drive, motivation, just to get up in the morning. He can give you that. But that's my story. That's where I'm at now, actually, is I'm driven, passionate about the occult. I love it with everything in me. And if you ever feel like it's just not what you wanted it to be, I recommend learning astral projection and trying to astral project. Once you learn that, you'll find that magic is everything that you daydreamed it would be. Alright, peace out. Bye.